All right, Paul here. Welcome back to this lesson. In this lesson, we are going to talk about moving on to the next phase, which is going through the comments that were left on our post, the hand raisers, right? The people who commented, I'm interested, or who were tagged. And we're going to go through and we're going to start filtering out these people. Now, the reason why you want to do this is pretty simple. It's that not everyone is going to be a perfect fit for your offer. And you don't want that, especially since it's a front-end offer. You want to find people who are a perfect fit, who are going to potentially buy more stuff from you, because at the end of the day, that's where you're going to make your money, is on the back end. So it's very, very important that we figure out who's going to be a good fit, who we can help, and after all, it just saves everyone time. If you're taking on a client that you can't help, then you waste their time and your time as well. So that's not good, and that's why filtering is really important. So filtering is our way of finding our perfect client. And since our front-end offer isn't where we make our money, we need to ensure the client is a fit for our back end. So let me give you some examples. If I was doing lead generation as a back-end offer, meaning that my goal at the end of this was to find a company like a roofer who needed more customers so that they could come out and do roof repairs or roof installs, I would want to make sure that my client who commented on the post was in a city in a niche that wasn't too competitive. Because personally, when I provide lead generation services, I want to make sure that it's something that I can get them easy results for, an easy win. I don't want to wonder if I'm going to be able to get them leads generated. I want to know for sure 100% that I'm going to get them leads, because at the end of the day, that's my back end offer. I want to charge them on a per lead basis, $50 per lead, and that's ultimately what I want to happen at the end. So it's imperative to me that when I filter through this process, I'm going and I'm doing some research ahead of time before I agree to work with them, so that I'm checking their city and their niche, and I'm checking out their competitors to ensure that they're not super competitive. So another example is if you were doing just website design, you weren't interested in upselling them anything else like lead generation, like maybe you just want to make money on hosting and maybe selling them additional pages and email addresses, then you probably want to do your filtering. Like, part of your filtering is probably going to be that you want to reach out to them and make sure they don't already have a website. Because if they already have a website, then they already have hosting, which means you make no money on the back end. So that would be your filtering, is to reach out, find out if they already have a website, and if they don't, then you're golden. You're good to go. You know that they don't have hosting either, so you're free to make your money on the back end. So warmer posts, now that you posted it, you should have gotten some interested comments on your post, right? And now is the time when you want to reach out to these prospects by messaging them through Facebook. So you're going to go through your post. Everyone that commented interested or who got tagged, you're going to send them a message on Facebook. Now, the other thing you want to do is, after you send them a message, you want to reply back to their comment as well, letting them know that you sent them a private message. And this does two things. First, you see it on the screen, it builds more engagement. Remember, I told you that the algorithm with pretty much any social media platform, like I said, you could do this on other places as well, but Facebook works really well, and it's the example we've been using throughout the lessons here. But the algorithms are driven by comments. So when you're replying to a comment, you're building up that engagement as well, which is great. But it also does a second thing. These platforms, especially Facebook, they have what's called an other folder on Facebook. You've probably seen it if you've checked messages, but when you get a message from someone that you're maybe you've never talked to before, or if it was someone who was tagged especially, and you're not friends with that person that was tagged, they won't get the message. So it'll go into their other folder. They'll get it, but they'll have to make an extra step. So you might want to add that person as a friend and then comment, like reply to their comment and say, hey, I see you were tagged here. I sent you a direct message. Please look for it. So, and a friend request. So that'll help make sure that they get the message, and it'll build more engagement as well. So here's an example of what you might send them to get the intel you need to start filtering. Okay, so I might say something like, hi name, whatever their name was. Hi Bob, thanks for showing interest in my post for the free website. Can you let me know your company name, what city you're located in, and what service you provide? Also, I'm guessing you don't currently have a website right now, with a question mark. And this gives us basically enough intel. Well, I guess if we're just only curious if they have a website right now for the hosting aspect, then we're done there. If they say yes or no, then we're done. But if we're interested in upselling them something else like lead gen or SEO, then this gives me the perfect opportunity to go look at the city and look at the niche based on the service they provide and reverse engineer their competition. If you were doing Facebook ads, you might want to know if they're already spending money or if they're spending money somewhere else, right? Because then you would know if they have the budget to work with you. So think about what you want to ask. This is a good starting point if you're doing anything like I mentioned, website design, SEO, lead generation, then this is pretty much right here is the perfect filtering message for you to start doing further research and really dive into your perfect client things. Now, when it comes to lead generation, one thing that I like to do to filter out prospects is, let's say I get 5 prospects from that post that say, yes, we're interested. I'll reach out to those 5 prospects and I will say, hey, thanks for commenting on my post. Can you give me a link to your business and what city you're in? And this is what I do from that point. I start to do some reverse engineering of their competition because I want to find businesses that are in an easy niche for me, a niche that's not going to take much work, where I can just basically put up a website and add some content to it with keywords in the content, and boom, it's ranking and I'm bringing in leads for them. I can get a quick win, get them quick results, and I can start making some money off of it. So let me dive in and show you how to do that. We're using this search string that's on my computer right now. I'll explain to you in detail how it works in a little bit here, but just know that this is the string. So let's just say that they said, hey, we are a, I don't know, let's just say we are a roofing contractor from Mequon, Wisconsin or something. Let's say, well, let's do a different niche. Let's do, we are a siding company in Mequon. So we'll just do here, siding contractors in Mequon, Wisconsin is what came up in Google Auto Suggest. So if they said that to me, what I'm going to immediately do is I'm going to try and find the perfect client. So if I come through here and I decide they're not, then I just won't take them on as a client. But if I come through here and I see they don't have much competition, like I go and I start looking at their competition here. So we've got this company. I'm just opening up their website, this company, and I'm just trying to get a look at what their companies are. So these guys are actually located right within Menominee Falls, so they're not even in the same city. This one is in the same city though. This one, oh no, this one's in Menominee Falls too. So both of the competition are in a different town. That right away kind of signals to me maybe the competition's not that bad here. So the next step would be running this little search string. And the search string is this. I'm going to take my competitor's website and I'm going to put it in quotation marks. And then next to I'm going to do minus in URL and just put their website not in quotation marks. So we're not doing the www dot, we're not doing anything other than the actual domain name, because I just want to see like what backlinks they actually have pointed at their domain. And a backlink just basically means all the sites that they're listed on. Like, do they have a Facebook page? Do they have a Yelp profile? That's basically what this is going to show me. So I'd recommend writing this down or taking a screenshot of it if you plan on going the lead gen route, because this will basically show you what your competition is doing. Okay, so they say they have 87 results for this, which means that they're listed on approximately 87 other websites. Now, I doubt that that's true. It's probably duplicate results. So I would literally go through and count these one by one and not count the duplicates. Like here I see 2 Facebook pages. Like, we're not going to count Facebook twice. That would be just one. And as I went through, I can see they've only got 2 pages. So what Google's really doing is they said here we've got other results here, but they were repeated, right? They were very similar to the 20 already displayed. So I think if I went through and I actually counted them, like I'm not going to count this ipaddress.com. That's just like a spam website. But I would count the legitimate ones like the Yahoo, the Super Pages, the yellowpages.com, the Pinterest, right? These are all legit ones. And I would say out of all the legit ones, they probably have about 13 sites they're listed on. What does that tell me? That tells me that in order to compete with them, I may need to get listed on around 13 sites. Let's check their competitor though. Check the one other one that was listed in that area. Okay, well, so we're entering it in the same way. The first one is we're entering it in quotation marks. The second one we're not entering in quotation marks. This is telling Google, hey Google, I want to see all the sites that are listing this domain name, but don't include it if it's my own website, is basically what we're saying. Okay, this 519. Again, I highly doubt that that's actually the case. They actually have more pages here as we start to go through, though. Might be a lot less. So this is basically, they're like on every single like Pinterest language is probably what's going on here. So they're on Pinterest in China, Pinterest in all these different other countries, Australia. They've got a YouTube video. So it kind of gives me an idea. But again, I wouldn't take this super seriously because of the fact that this is backlinks for their entire domain. They are going after a lot of other cities. Like if I actually research just this page on their website and not the root domain name, actually we'll do it with this one since it's easier to follow. I bet I would find a lot less. So let's try this and see what this gets us. Okay, so a lot less. So for this actual page, they've only got one backlink, a Twitter profile. So that'll give you some idea right there that the competition's not much. Safe bet. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful for you. Okay, I'm going to sign off on this video today, guys. Thank you for watching.